My name's Bob McKillop. I am a senior associate at Continuum Dynamics. We're located in Ewing, New Jersey, and I'm here showing our technology related to chaff release modeling. The particulars of that project are that the chaff release model leverages our software base for doing aerodynamics calculations. That's a vortex-based analysis that allows you to do large frame calculations for what the local flow velocity is. So when you're releasing chaff, you can actually calculate where it's going to go locally to that rotor wake or wing wake, depending upon what your platform is. But the other advantage is that since it's a time marching solution, you can actually look at maneuvers. And the advantage of that, of course, is that if one can do a maneuver and release chaff, then you can play games with where the wake goes and how that chaff disperses, which feeds into doing strategy and tactics for maneuver scenarios in engagement events.
Okay. Tell us about your experience today at the showcase.
The showcase, we've done several SBIRs with the Navy and been invited to various versions of this. In the past, I think it was called a TAP event, but this STP event, we're excited about being invited to. We're doing it phase 2.5, but the reason we're excited about it is that one tends to make connections that you otherwise would not be able to make because they're in-person meetings. If anyone has ever used Zoom, which is probably the entire planet, you find out that yes, you can interact with people, but it's not the same give and take that you get from a personal meeting. And I had the pleasurable experience of having someone walk up explicitly wanting to talk to me and talk about a particular problem that they're having. And I mentioned that we had already tried to brief them about that maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, and it's someone else in there that wasn't aware of that. And there's a new opportunity, and I was sought out versus me seeking someone else out. And then also the flip side on that is I did have an experience where some other people from the STP program were helping make connections so that I could talk to various other people around that were from Navier about their particular focus of expertise. And again, I'm going to be able to share information with them as well. So it's really hard to make those kind of contacts either just through cold emails and cold calls or other such type, even over a Zoom call. And so we're greatly appreciative of being able to come to this and get invited to this meeting.
Okay. Overall, looking at the Navy STP program, what do you think the biggest benefit of the program has been for your technology?
For the technology itself, we actually we can leverage various SBIR technologies into others, so we can solve multiple problems that have some cross-pollination between them, and so I would say that's probably the primary factor. But again, I still come back to the primary goal, which I'm sure I've achieved today, is to be able to make those additional contacts to be able to talk to people about what we're doing and get them interested in it, and we get to figure out what kind of problems they have, and as engineers we get excited about trying to solve those.
Great. Is there any additional comments or insight that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, some kudos to the Navy. So we've done, as I said, various SBIR projects. I've done stuff for the Army as well and various other agencies. The Navy by far is the top dog in terms of worrying about commercializing technology and getting that technology in front of other Navy users. And so I'm greatly appreciative of that. I can tell you some, well, I won't, but I could relate some more stories with some other DoD agencies where they put a solicitation out on the street. We respond to it. We develop what we think is some pretty keen technology. They've spent upwards of close to $1 million on that. And then we go back and take a look and say, okay, now we've developed this, where do we go from here? The TPOC informed us on this particular occasion that he didn't know who wrote the original solicitation. He's just the person that was shepherding it. And then we went around, talked to the primes, we talked to the agency itself, and they said they needed some additional funding from some unnamed source to study to see if that's something that they want to pursue, which was quite a surprise because they already spent $1 million for us to basically chase down what we thought was some neat technology. That does not happen on the Navy side, thankfully, and so greatly appreciate it.